Hello, hello. How is everyone? This is my fourth, I think, video. And again, I just recently got home from work and can tell that I have been wearing pink pajamas lately. That will soon change because I will be doing laundry and we'll get to see a different color pajama. Very exciting, I know. I apologize for kind of the funky lighting and distance that I am away from the camera and stuff. It's interesting to try and find places that this film's best without like my head being like, oh, like that way or like that way, and try and get kind of straight on. Then at times I find that to get like kind of a straight on view of my face, I have to like be like forward or back or whatever. So I'm gonna get it eventually someday. But you know how it is if you make videos. You know that the way you look, like in the mirror, and then the way you look on your webcam are oftentimes. Sorry, I'm tired again. Two different things. So bear with me as I try and figure this all out. I'd like to do like some videos from different locations that aren't all on our main couch, but maybe sometime one in my room where you can see like this pretty little wall that I have with an accent color, stuff like that. But this is just the beginning. We're gonna make some progress. So this post is going to be a little bit about how I freaked out today when I got on the scale and saw that I had gained some weight. I think in this past week, I think maybe what happened was I knew that I had a job interview coming up on Friday of last week, and I had a math exam and some English stuff to turn in, and this interview that I knew I would need to prepare for. I haven't interviewed in years for anything, but I knew that I would need to be able to put my best foot forward, and I would need to have some numbers crunched ahead of time so I had an idea of if it was something that was even possible, depending on what they were going to offer me. I needed to know some about their products and just about the company culture. And I wanted to go in feeling as prepared and polished as I could. So I think that stress, along with the stress of my math exam, and I hadn't been going to my math classes, and then English and stuff, it all kind of just came to a head, and I kind of just shut down and didn't even think a whole lot about restricting or purging. It was like I was there, like the thoughts were kind of there, but I go through like these two, sorry, I'm tired and I just took my sleeping medicine, so it's going to start kicking in. So that I get increasingly rambly, that would be why. There, I look more awake without my glasses on right now, so we'll go with that. I think that sometimes there's like two sides of it to me. I'm kind of like all or nothing. Like I'll be restricting like crazy and purging some, and my weight will be dropping really quickly. My pulse will start to drop, and all that stuff starts to happen, and it'll happen for weeks at a time. And then all of a sudden, something like this whole interview process and school and whatever else happens, and kind of like swings to the other end, and I eat more, not necessarily like over calorie wise where I should be to maintain, but it's usually crappy food, because I just can't handle cooking and making something. There we go. And making something decent. Because that freaks me out too, and then it makes me think about the food, and then I think about, well, I should be restricting right now, but I'm not, and so it goes through all those different types of things. And I did have my doctor appointment last week. I think I talked about that, how it was fine, and he wants me to get an EKG done and labs done and blah blah blah. But I feel like I need to wait until I'm really restricting again, like hardcore, to get those done. Because if I were to get them done now, they're going to turn out fine. Because this past week, like, I've been eating somewhat normal. But I don't want to do them when I'm eating somewhat normal. I want to do them when I'm really, really struggling. So I know if there's any damage during that time. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. But does anyone else feel like that? Like, part of me needs to know when I'm doing the worst, are there physical ramifications right now, or is my body still okay? And if there were physical ramifications and like my potassium is low or whatever, I don't know what I would do from them, but I would rather know than not know. And I think that if I did the labs when I'm doing fine, well, of course they're going to come back fine, and what's that going to show? Nothing. I don't need to know that I'm fine when I'm eating fine, because I'm fine. And I don't know what else to say besides we're fine. But when I need to do them is when I'm like really, really restricting or purging and restricting, and I have a feeling that will probably start again tomorrow. I think part of the issue is I have no groceries in my house, and I don't need to fast and have absolutely nothing, but I need to be having, like, I need to have some options, like yogurt or black bean soup or like black beans and rice, some vegetables, some egg whites, some things that I can like scrap together, some somewhat healthy meals, like making like 2 egg whites and a half cup of spinach for the breakfast, which is healthy. You know, it's not super high on the calorie count if I just do the 2 egg whites and spinach. And I usually steam my spinach. I don't add oil to that. So salt and pepper. And have some fresh fruit or like half a banana as a morning snack. And I think I need to just really start eating less again, but try and get some nutrients out of what I do eat. One thing that I want to share this with you because this makes me excited. It's really silly and dumb, but so you all know I've been having trouble sleeping, and I don't really recommend people taking sleeping medications, just because some of them can make you somewhat dependent on them. And I would rather personally not be dependent on anything. It used to be that there were times where I would go through phases and I would have a hard time falling asleep, like just a hard time getting my mind to calm down enough for me to sleep. It was usually anxiety about whatever, or the running list of what I have to get done the next day and what did I not do today, and I just could never turn my mind off. So I was prescribed Klonopin, and I would be able to take half a milligram all the way up to 1.5 milligrams, and that would take the edge off enough for me to just be able to fall asleep. And then once I was asleep, I was fine. The only other time I ever had to use Klonopin was I had a pretty like full-blown panic attack over what I was going to have for dinner one night about a year ago. And it was pretty horrible, and there I am. The Klonopin definitely helped me get through that situation. But that's all I've like needed it for, and whenever I've taken it to sleep in the past, it's like I've taken it for a few nights and then I get off of it because I would rather just be able to sleep naturally. So sorry. What happened recently was for about a period of 2 weeks, I was sleeping for an hour to 3 hours. Every now and then I'd get a 5 hour. But that was it, and it would be broken, and I would wake up, fall asleep, wake up, maybe fall asleep, and there were a lot of nights where it's like, okay, I was in bed at midnight, or I was in bed at 1. It's like, okay, 3 o'clock, still awake. 5 a.m., still awake. 8 a.m., still awake. Alright, 8:30 to 10, slept. And it just got to the point where it was out of control and I didn't know what to do. I tried cutting down my caffeine intake earlier in the night. I tried like to kind of just shut off my mind and calm down a little bit. I tried melatonin. I had tried cough syrup with codeine just because I had it and was hoping that it would just take the edge off. Like, I'm not suggesting going through your medicine cabinets and going, oh, what's in here that I could take? But, desperate times call for desperate measures. And, I was only taking the prescribed dosages and nothing over what they had been given to me for. So, it was finally the Ambien that makes the biggest difference for me. The only problem is I can't drive on it. Probably shouldn't do anything that involves anything other than reading, watching TV, making YouTube videos like right now, or like chatting online. But I find that like conversations that are hard for me to have normally are a lot easier for me to have on Ambien. So if you ever want to ask me a question, you can ask me a question and ask that I answer in an Ambien post, and you'll get a lot more information that way. I don't know, this is going to be an interesting week. I need to buy groceries, and making a grocery list is kind of daunting right now. I don't want to spend a ton, but I want to be able to put together some decent things so I'm still able to lose weight. But I think if I do take this new job, it's going to be probably important for me to not consume the majority of my calories like at one time. Like a lot of times now I'll not eat anything. I'll have a latte maybe, just non-fat, 1 pump sugar-free vanilla, and then I might have some soup, because I love Panera's black bean soup, and that might be it. It just kind of depends. I usually don't eat until I get to work if I'm working at night, and then it might be that I have a side of tomatoes as my dinner, and then that's it. It's just, if I get this other job, I'm going to be working straight up 9-hour shifts with an hour for lunch. It's not going to be as busy as being a server, so I'll have more time to like be in tune with my body, which is scary. So I don't know, I just wanted to figure out something to where I can still like lose weight and not like pass out or anything. So the good thing about taking a new job is it going to cut me off at 15 minutes. If it cuts me off at 15 minutes, well, how about this? How about I'll cut me off right now, and I'll do another one, and you're stuck with me all over again. Alright? So hold on.